My name is Trent Lowry, and I'm pretty much going to start my reflection journal from a video standpoint. The assignment was based on either write a 2 to 3 pages, or 2 to 3 minute video. At this particular time, the question says, in what way can being part of a religion that is socially or politically acceptable be bad for your soul? Now, let's start off, and it asks why or why not. So I'm going to speak from why it can be bad for your soul. Why socially it can be bad, or why the religion that is the religion that is socially acceptable be bad for your soul. The word socially, a rank or status in society. When you look at something socially, you look at how society is viewed. When you're going into the church, someone that's brand new to the church, whether they be a veteran Christian or someone's new to the church, whether they just been a babe, someone's just came into salvation, it can definitely be bad from a point based on rank and status. Let's take someone that's been in the church for over 15 years, 10 years, maybe 5 years. And what can happen is people target peoples. You can have someone that comes in and they're really looking for Christ, really looking for an impact in their life, looking to be enlightened. But then you take this person who's been in the church for 10, 5, or 15 years, come around them, take them underneath their wing, or present themselves to them, and they can take advantage of with their own personal motives. In other words, they can be someone that's very vulnerable. They can take advantage of them in a socially way, based on their status in the church, their popularity, their characteristics. Speaking from a political point, political is a way that relates to the government or public affairs. Well, take somebody that's in leadership in the church, and if they're always using the pulpit for their own personal gain politically. In other words, let's say there's situations where pastors run for government seats, and they're now using that pulpit to bring about an election of the vote with their congregation. In other words, there's a difference in between election and an appointment. First of all, election is by the people, appointment is by leadership. Take a presidency. The president appoints a vice president. People don't choose the vice president. The president chooses the vice president. Now, let's say that president gets assassinated, then now that vice president moves into the position of presidency without being elected. But nevertheless, when election year comes around, now it's up to that new president, which was the vice president, have to really run to be elected by the people. So from a political standpoint, it can be also dangerous, because you're using God's agenda to sway or direct people's opinions, not using God's whole principle for the salvation or the saving of one's soul. So it's very interesting how we have to be very careful as leaders, or better yet, as ministers, because the Bible teaches a servant is a minister of Christ. And no matter who you are in the church, whether you small or large, in the pulpit or in the back row, you still are accountable for your actions once you go outside of that door ministering to the people, because there is a trust that takes place when you present Christ. Nevertheless, everyone's not going to always receive. I always talk about the Bible is not used to be argued over. I mean, either you believe or you don't. But a lot of times it's who God has chosen to receive salvation. So finishing up, I know I'm supposed to go 2 or 3 minutes, but I went beyond that, about 4 minutes. But once again, my name is Trent Lowry, and this is my reflectional journal.